Alright guys, we are going to do a TBR prompt for the month of August. I did a TBR jar once, I think, before, and that was just picking books of authors I had never read, and I did okay. I read a few books and I did okay with that, and then I didn't. And normally too, I just pick random. I'm a mood reader, or not even really a mood reader. I'm a reader who like reads certain books, but also then has other people, like my kids, pick my books, or my husband. So this time we got some prompts in this little cup, and we're gonna pick some books. This is the bookshelf for now. I don't know if I'll do a tour because a lot of these two are library books, and that is what I'm gonna also use. So I think we'll pick about maybe 5 or 6 books. I've been averaging roughly 9 to 10, but August is going to be a little busy with my kids starting school again. So I think 5 or 6 will be a good amount. So let's shake it up really good and see what we get. And also I'm just going to push them around. Okay. I got a couple. We're going to go with this one. And this is a title with more than 5 words. Ooh, okay. This might take a minute. Hold on. Actually, I know the perfect one. And it's going to take a sec. So, we're going to do, for that one, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. This was my book of the month book for June, I think. Something around there. I didn't get a chance to read it in July because we moved and we're busy with all that. So, this is the perfect time to read that. And it would be my second B.E. Schwab book. It is a little thicker though. And I don't know much about it. I think I heard something about vampires, and on the back it says, 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows higher, and one grows deep, and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. So that sounds interesting. So we'll see with this one. So there's our first prompt. And some of these I forgot that I had my daughter select some prompts, so I might have to interpret some of them. Alright, next one. We'll go with this one right on the top. A book picked by my daughter. So I will have to have her do that one separate, and we will do it right after. But I'm sure she'll pick something interesting, and I'll show it at the end. So that one I'll show at the end with her because she's busy right now. Let's get another one. Okay. Oh, this way. A book that finishes or continues a series you're in the middle of. So this one I did because I know there's a couple of books I have on here where they're the second or end or middle of a series. So let me see which one. Okay, so we have a couple. So these are some of them. So we can pick a Temple of Swoon. I just finished the other book in this one, and it was Raiders of the Lost Heart. And it was a cute book, an archaeological book. It was a quick, fast romance kind of action one, so we could do that one. I also have Two Twisted Crowns. This is the second book in the Shepherd King book series. I read One Dark Window and I loved it, and I was so ready to read Two Twisted Crowns, and then I never got to it. And then this one is kind of a 2-for-1. So depending on how you look at it, I could read Assassin's Blade because I did read Throne of Glass. But I know some people say you have to read this one first and then read Throne of Glass and then the rest of the series. But I did read Throne of Glass already. And then I could, if there's issues with this one where people are like, hey, you should read this one first, or I think I've seen it third. So if that's the case, I could read Crown of Midnight and then go into this one. I don't know. But I think, to be honest, what I'm gonna go with is gonna be, I think we're gonna go with this one because it's a little shorter, it's romance, and I have a lot of kind of fantasy ones on my shelf, so I think we're gonna have to go with that for now, and we'll go for the other ones later. And okay, so now we got 2. Let's get another one real quick. And plus, I think that romance one will be good because since Bury Our Bones is pretty thick, that one might be a little shorter. So, next we have an author you love. Ooh. An author I love. That's hard because I don't really love a lot of authors, but there's a couple I think that I could. So okay, so I picked 3 to go through, and we'll see. So we have Anna Huang. I might be saying her name, Anna, right? We have Twisted Love. I read a lot of her King of Sins books, not all of them, but a lot of them and stuff, and I haven't read this one yet, but I know this is one of her other more popular books, so we could do that. I've also, it's not that I love her, but I've read a lot of her books and I do like them. But I can do Ali Hazelwood, The Love Hypothesis. She's really into, what was it, girls in STEM and science and romance. So it could be this one. This one I've heard good things about, and I believe this one has a movie or a show coming out soon. We could also do The Night and the Moth. This is Rachel Gillig. She's the one who wrote One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. And like I said, I did really like One Dark Window. But am I ready for this one? Because I've heard so many good things. Ooh. You know what? We're going to go with this one. We're going to go with The Night and the Moth. Because I think that I'll enjoy that. And like I said, I have so many fantasy ones here. But it'll be fine. Because we only need like 1, maybe 2 more. And then whatever my daughter picks. So, let's go with that. It's already being a hefty bunch. So, and then I am still trying to finish 2 books from the previous month that I didn't finish. And one's a bigger book too. So, we'll see how far we get. Okay. So, we'll go with this one. And it is a book with the lowest amount of stars. And I think this is talking about Goodreads, which that's going to take some time because I only can access Goodreads on my phone. So that's going to be one where I'm going to have to come back with that as well. So I'll let you guys know that as well near the end. And that's scary because I don't know how to feel about that because now I gotta search a whole bunch of books. So let's see. let's do one more and then we'll have to stop and come back in a minute. Okay, this is a long one. A book that has been on TBR a long time. That one hurts. So a book that's been on my TBR a long time. Now most of this, if we're going with my physical TBR, I already know kind of a couple. But if we're going with ones that I have just in general, it's still gonna be a couple. So let's see. Okay, so and okay, it took me a minute, sorry. So these are the ones that I think I know have been here for a while. Now if we were to go back and look, I think one of them would have been sooner than the other, but we have Powerless, which has been on my TBR for a long time, a really long time. And I know there's people who love it and hate it and all that, but I have it. Again, we can go back to A Crown of Midnight. I read Throne of Glass last year, I think in February, so I think I shortly after got this one, and it's been so long that I haven't picked it up. Or, and this could be cheating, but this is the one I think has been on my TBR the longest. But my problem is, I don't know. It's a saga or series, and I didn't know that when I got it. So, we have A Game of Fate. Now, this is a Hades saga, and the problem with this is that Scarlett St. Clair wrote this series, and there's ones where it's Hades' perspective and then Persephone's. And I just got this one because it looked cool, and I didn't know it was a series. So we could do this one technically, but I think I'm gonna have to suck it up and just go with The Crown of Midnight, because again, I don't know about this one 100% where it falls in the series, and this one I think is the next longest one in the series. So we're gonna go with that. And now I'm gonna go have my daughter pick a book and find out which one has the lowest stars, and then I will come back and let you guys know what else we have in our TBR to go through. Okay, so we're back. We had the two prompts of a book with the lowest amount of stars, and then we had the one, a book picked out by my daughter. So I had her come out and she picked How to End a Love Story by LiQWYD and stuff. So this is a book of the month book. To be honest too, this one I've had for a while as well, but this one I know is a romance one. And then what I did is that I just went on Goodreads and I went to my Want to Read, which has a good chunk of this. It won't have all because I don't want to go through and look for all of these. And I know that might piss some of you off because you might be like, oh, you didn't really look to see which one has the lowest star. But most of these, like I said, I have on my Want to Read list. Some of them I might not have put in because they're newer ones or ones that I just recently got. But again, most of them have. And the lowest one that I have, because again, some of them I don't have, is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This one I think had a 3.84 rating. I'll put whatever rating Goodreads has up real quick. But this is the lowest one that I physically have, which I find interesting. So we will see how that goes. But for now, these are the 6 books that I hopefully will read in August, along with my other books that I have. And I will let you guys know how they go and all that. And we'll see how well I do with my TBR this time. considering that this is the first time I've done a prompt with a jar. So we will see. Make sure you guys like and follow to keep up to date with what I read and rate for these ones and what else I read. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.